Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Ain't That Something? And it's your girl, Eve, back. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for constantly listening and supporting the podcast here at Ain't That Something. But I wanted to dive into something that I was thinking about after having a couple of conversations with some close friends of mine, and it made me think about the good old days of dating, right? When we're dating people, I always tell my friends, like, this is just practice, right? When you're dating someone, always go into it with a mindset of, okay, I am learning myself, I'm learning this individual, and hopefully, while learning, and applying the things that you have learned from other dates, you are able to connect with somebody that is right for you. Okay. But oftentimes, when we are in the trenches of dating, it can be a challenge, and we know this, right? It's so funny to see the different people, discussing dating these days, and especially in 2026, and just everything that comes with it. But one of the things that I want to just discuss is that this topic is mainly for those who are getting back into the dating game, or maybe you've been dating for a minute and you know that the person that you're dating or you're giving a chance to is not exactly what you want, but you want to just kind of play it by ear. Just kind of see what will happen, and if they're nice enough, interesting enough, they bring some conversation, you say, all right, I'm gonna give it a try. And once you give it a try, you immediately recognize that you're not even into this boy. You don't even like him. Okay. And in that, because he may be the only person that has given you a little time or day right now, or you're giving him some time and day and entertainment, that you will convince yourself that, okay, you can just kind of make this happen, but you know that this guy is not for you. You know it, especially if you are coming from a situation that is not the same, but very similar. Like, it's not the same brand, but it's the off brand. Okay. And then it's the off brand, and there's more things about it that y it's just not going to be compatible for you. And so I wanted to talk about this because I think women, we find ourselves in this place, and I'm guilty of it. When I was dating, I was like dating people I clearly knew that there were things about them that ugh, I did not like, but I was trying to be open minded. I was trying to not have super high standards and not be too picky, because who am I to be picky? I'm a single mom, I'm not married yet. So why am I going to limit my chances? Right? Like, why am I going to limit my options? So I get it. I get it for the ladies that's out there that are just trying, and you try to see the best in that individual. But I want to challenge you ladies that no matter what you may be thinking is the odds against you, whether it's you're recently divorced, or you're divorced with kids, or you're a single mom with kids, or you're not at your weight goal, or what you want to look like physically, whatever it is, Do not lower your standards to the point where you are trying to fit a circle into a square. Okay? Like, if it does not work, the guy might be good. He may be a cool individual. But if there are things that are already jumping out at you that are big issues for you, then that's not your man. Like, that's what it all boils down to, is understanding that when we're dating, we are dating for the probability to try to find the person that is for us. And of course, it seems like looking for a needle in a haystack, especially when the dating pool is a cesspool. So it really feels daunting. And, I think we try to convince ourselves that, well, at least he's nice and he's got a job. And, you know, we do have a good connection. Like, maybe it'll work. But be honest with yourself, ladies. And that's what I'm challenging you on. Be honest with yourself. Like, is this a guy that you potentially see yourself with long term if you're dealing with someone like this? You know, if you, for example, are dating an individual and he is just obnoxious, like he takes his confidence, or really his arrogance, as though it's a high quality, and it really irks your nerves because you're like, man, you're so insecure with other stuff. Or you got a guy, he's got confidence, he's, making a decent living, he's attractive, all of the things, blah, 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 blah. He's checking the boxes, but he treats you like crap. He talks to you, nitpicks at you. He's trying to tear you down for the most minuscule things, and you don't like it, then you don't need to stay with that, especially if you're just dating, right? Ladies, we have to recognize what it is that we truly want. And y'all know I'm a firm believer of writing things down and putting it into the atmosphere, the universe, or giving it to God, whichever one you believe. But really being specific on what it is that you need and you want. You want someone who's supportive, who makes you feel listened to, who makes you feel valued, who respects you, who's not going to put you down, who looks good, who's healthy, who has health insurance, who has a car, like who brushes his teeth and flosses. Those things are important. Whatever those things are for you, they are important. So, ladies, be choosy. I don't care if you got 2 kids, I don't care if you have 4. Don't get with somebody just for the simple fact that some of the boxes are checked, but then the other boxes are left open, and those boxes are equally important. And that's something that he's not going to be able to change. Get it out of our heads that, like, oh, okay, that's a small thing. I can help him with that. Or he'll understand that. No, he's not going to understand nothing. He's not going to change. All right? So my suggestion is that you have your list, right? You know exactly the type of man that you want. If you don't have a list, ladies, make this list. Okay? If you don't have a list of what it is you want in a man or what you want your man to be, do this. Do this as your homework, because this is going to help you weed out those that are not going to meet your expectation. And I know that sounds like, oh, a no, no, you shouldn't say this person is going to meet your expectation. But I firmly believe that you need to affirm that. You need to say, this is what I want, and this is what I need out of a relationship. This is what I need from the man. And I'm going to be selective with that. Get it out of your head that, like, oh, because you are a certain age, oh, because you have kids, oh, because you've been married and now divorced, that you can't be choosy. You can be choosy. You do not have to settle for the okey doke. Please. Because all you're going to do is be frustrated and disappointed because when you take the okey doke by the hand and try to walk down whatever kind of relationship y'all trying to build, you're going to be aggravated and annoyed because this person is not what you really want. Okay? I have many friends that go through this all the time where they may run across somebody who is decent enough to date and have some qualities that are strong and attractive and all of the things. But ladies, that ain't your man. That's what, like, some other woman who's dating somebody else that's getting on her last nerve because he does what he does, right? He smacks when he eats. He doesn't open the door for you when you go out. He doesn't text you when you text him back. Um he he's always got something critical to say about you. Okay? And he doesn't take accountability when you call him on it. That's somebody else's man. That ain't your man. Because there's some other woman out there who is doing the same thing that you're doing. She's dating all these guys and they're working her nerves. And the right guy who you might have in your collection for the moment is her perfect guy. Guys, I had to realize that. And it took me a long, long time because I would be like, man, I think I'm a pretty awesome person. I would date me. In fact, I took myself out on dates, right? But I thought I'm a decent individual. Like, what's there not to like about me? And so I would date and, you know, get to know somebody. And even if the signs of that person showed up that I didn't really care for, like, for example, I like to laugh. I have a good sense of humor. I like to be goofy and silly and a bit witty, here and there. And I remember, going on a date or two with this one guy, and then we would talk on the phone. It was like he took everything I said so serious. And I was like, I'm not even like the roasting type of funny. Like, I don't talk about you and roast you like that. I'm just more goofy, silly, and, whatever. But this guy was so uptight and took everything so serious. And in my mind, I was like, okay, I can like adjust what I say around him because I don't want him to feel like I'm not taking his feelings valid or whatever. But in all actuality, I was like, the type of guy I want to date and be with long term, I want to be able to joke and play and have a good time. Like, I want to laugh with whoever my partner is. So if I got to be in a situation where I'm so serious all the time, like, are we ever going to have fun? Like, what is the fun to you? What does that person, you know, define fun as? And so I had to let that go because I was like, this ain't for me. I'm out. Was he handsome? Was he, put together and had style, was successful? But it wasn't for me. And I think that is the mindset that we have to put on, that not every guy that you date is going to be for you, right? It's just a learning experience if it doesn't work out. If you date somebody and they have, say, 5 out of the 10 things that are super important to you, because in your previous relationships, you learned that these 10 things are necessary for me to be, you know, active and, feel valid in a relationship. I am not going to encourage you to just go ahead and have 50% of that. If this person that you are learning about, engaging and dating is only giving you 50%, think about it. If you guys get into a full relationship, those other 5 things that are so important to you, they're not going to do. And if some of those 5 things are the same issues and the same things that the other relationship did not provide, guess what you're doing? You're on instant replay. You're doing it all over again. You're going to frustrate yourself. You're going to be annoyed. And the relationship is not going to last long because however long the previous relationship was that didn't fulfill what you needed, you're like, I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to invest that much time. But I'm all for, hey, minute to win it. Like, I'm going to date you and see what it's about. If we don't have a connection within the few first early dates, I'm out. I'm not going to play myself and act like it's going to change cuz it's not. You know, if you're dating somebody and they're always complaining about they don't like to eat out and they don't like to spend money, they don't like to travel, they want to just uh-uh. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself, ladies. Like, that man is looking for somebody else that's a homebody who can cook, who doesn't mind watching football with him, who doesn't mind sitting at home while he plays video games and she talks on the phone with her friends. Like, there is a woman perfect for him. And he's going to be perfect for her. So, definitely recognize that so that you're not wasting any time with somebody just because they have the potential of being what you want. Potential is not enough. Don't be a potential dater. Don't be looking for, oh, he got good potential. Okay. I can I can mold him up. I can help him. Please. That's going to be a project and it's never going to give you an outcome or result that you want. Because why? That's who that person really is. And so until you fully accept, like, oh, this is how he is, this is him, I'm going to accept him for who he is. I'm not going to try to change him. I'm not going to let the things that he does affect me, annoy me, because these other three to five things that he does, I'm okay with. No, don't do that to yourself. Like, don't negotiate things that don't benefit you. If this guy is already telling you that he doesn't want to be married and he doesn't want kids, don't think that magically one day he's going to turn around and change his mind. No, believe him when he says it. For real. Like, if he doesn't communicate well with you, you guys are having a conversation and it always turns into him analyzing and over analyzing you and questioning you. I remember being in a relationship and the person, oh my goodness, every day. I was like, I can't deal with the questions. Why am I being interrogated all the time? Like, relax, sir. Just enjoy that we're in a relationship. Like, what is it? But that that is when you really look at the things that's going on with these men sometimes, is that either there's a core issue that is going on that is beyond you, right? And all they can do is make you feel bad and nitpick you and try to conform you to their way because for whatever reason they feel like they're God's gift to you. You have to shut that down. You have to say, absolutely not. I'm not going to deal with this because there's somebody, you just haven't met him yet. There's somebody that is going to be all the way around compatible for you. Now, when I say compatible, I don't mean that every single thing on your list, those 10 boxes that you got, not every single thing is going to be checked because nobody is perfect. And I've said it before. If they're perfect like that, it's something else going on. Okay? Because that's just not, you're not perfect. There's going to be some things that you don't do. Okay? So don't get lost in this idea that you're not going to settle with anybody until you get every single thing on your list. That's not that's not realistic because no one is perfect, right? Also understand the difference between compromising, right, and settling. It's one thing when you're dating somebody and you guys have differences in taste of food, right? You don't really like Italian, he loves Mexican, right? Um, but you don't really care for Mexican either. So, can you compromise and find a Mexican restaurant that's like Tex-Mex or has some other options in there? Or altogether just find something that y'all do like. Go get some pizza. How about that? Okay. So, understand that compromising with someone and settling is two different things. Okay? When you settle with an individual, it's okay, he doesn't have a passport and I have a passport. I travel 2 to 3 times a year out of the country. Okay, I guess it's not a big deal. We'll just, you know, stay here in Houston. I'll find some fun activities for us to do, or I'll stay in the city that we're in and I'll find some good, activities for us to do because he's just not a traveler like that. If he's not a traveler like that and he's not open to travel when you clearly are, that's not your match. That's not your match, okay? And ladies, this is also why you need to have more than just one. I don't know like how many videos I've seen of that, but it's true. You need to date multiple guys, right? Now, don't think that I am just promoting that you're dating and you're sleeping with everybody. Like, that's your business. But what I'm saying is, if you're dating and you're dating to meet your person or someone to for sure get serious with, then you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. Okay. Tyrone is not the only man out there. Okay. Derek is not the only one. Jalen is not the only one. You need to have a roster. You need to have more than one option to choose from because if you are just focused on that one person, if you think that it's just him in the world and no one else is going to date you, no one else is going to accept you because you do this or you act this way or you have a child or whatever you concoct in your head that you makes you feel like this is the only man that's going to love you and like you or tolerate you, then you're limiting your opportunities. Period. When I had that realization, I was dating somebody and the years were starting to calculate. They were starting to grow and we weren't going anywhere. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not about to do this. So I politely let them know I'm opening my options, honey. I'm dating other people. And be honest. Like, you don't have to keep that a secret because you're not married to that person. You don't owe them anything but honesty. So be honest and let them know, like, hey, you're a cool guy, but I'm keeping my options open because it doesn't look like we moving in the direction that's necessary, or it doesn't seem like we're all the way compatible. And while you're doing that, you are exercising the things that are important to you, right? Go on some adventures, go do some outdoor things, go on a trip, like get out and see what other opportunities and options there are out there for you. Because, like I said, it is a huge difference to just stay and settle for somebody and think that that is compromising and that you're being understanding. No, you are negating your own feelings and your own wants, only to leave you feeling frustrated and annoyed because that person is going to continue to do the things that they're doing because that's just who they are. Because that's just who they are. And like I've been told before, if you're not going to be with that person for who they are and you want to change them, you don't like the things that they do, then you need to let them go and find the right person for you. That's simple. It's plain and simple. But a lot of us don't want to be alone, don't want to be single. We want to have somebody to cuddle up with. And that's the real conversation. That's what we don't want to admit. We'll go back to somebody from the past and rekindle something with them, knowing what the outcome is going to be, knowing that it's going to be the same old, same old. But we'll do that versus trying to meet someone new because we know what the dating pool looks like. And I don't blame you. But at the same time, if you're wanting different, if your goal is, hey, I am working towards this goal because I want to be in a meaningful relationship that leads to something more stable, then you got to do the work. You got to go through the trenches, right? And just because you have one bad date doesn't mean that the next one is going to be that bad, right? Change your mindset, change your outlook, and you'll have better results. Okay. So I had to get that off my chest because I remember the times. I remember. I remember the time. And I can tell you all right now that after being in a year, being in a relationship for a year with someone who totally understands me, I totally understand them. We have a connection, we vibe and promote each other, encourage each other, all of the things. I know for certain that when we didn't know each other, we were just dating the people that weren't for us. And now that we met each other and now that we are thriving in our relationship, it's like, yeah, that's the secret. That's the secret to it all. It's like you're going to keep dating until you find the match. It's that simple. And if you run across somebody in that process that it's not going good, abort mission, eject, get out. Hey, you're a cool guy, but I hope you find the lady that you're looking for because it ain't me. Period. And when you get to that level of confidence, then you know what your worth is. You know that you don't have to settle for anybody. It doesn't matter what your situation is, because the person that's going to value you, who's going to put you up on that pedestal, who's going to be like, this is the most amazing, most beautiful woman. She gets me, I get her. It's going to be kismet. So, listen, if you know you don't like him, ladies, don't try to force it. Let him go, because there's somebody else that's going to love him. They're going to love everything about that, because that's their man. He ain't your man. And remind yourself, when he not calling you, or he's flaky with texting back to you, or he's really critical and negative towards you, remind yourself, you don't even like him. You don't even like him. So until next time, everybody, thank you for listening. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, share, and keep on keeping on. Until next time, ain't that something?